Picture this. You're in a heated argument. One person is shouting, veins popping, desperate to win. And then there's you, sitting still, breathing slow, eyes calm. Guess who everyone in that room is actually watching? We've been taught that power is volume, that the loudest voice wins. But psychology says the opposite. The calmest person is the one that scares people most. Because calm is unpredictable, calm is unreadable, calm is control. Even Navy SEALs like David Goggins prove this. In the middle of Hell Week, when everyone else broke under chaos, it wasn't the toughest-looking guys who survived. It was the ones who stayed calm. So today, I'm going to show you a psychology hack they don't teach you in school. How to be so calm it makes people nervous, and why this simple shift can change every room you walk into. So let's break this illusion. We grow up believing that strength is loud. The person who talks the most in class, the one who dominates meetings, the friend who argues until they win. But here's the truth. The louder someone gets, the more you see their weakness. Because loudness isn't power, it's exposure. Think about the last time someone completely lost it in front of you, shouting, flailing, desperate to convince you they were right. In that moment, did they look strong, or did they look like someone losing control? Now think about the opposite. Someone who doesn't raise their voice, doesn't rush, doesn't break a sweat. They just sit there, calm, steady, unmoved. Everyone else feels it. The tension in the room shifts. Why? Because calm unsettles people. Calm forces others to reveal themselves. Psychologists call this the power of unpredictability. When you're nervous, when you're reactive, people know exactly what you'll do. You're predictable, and predictable means manageable. But when you're calm, nobody knows where you'll move next, and that makes you dangerous. This is the illusion of strength flipped on its head. Loudness feels powerful in the moment, but calmness is power. Calmness makes people second-guess themselves, question their own footing, reveal their insecurities without you saying a word. And here's the crazy part. This isn't just a social trick, it's hardwired into the human brain. When someone shows emotional composure, true stillness, our ancient alarm system, the amygdala, goes on high alert. It's like a glitch in the code. We can't read them, so our brain treats them as a threat. So the next time you find yourself in a heated conversation, remember this. The person screaming looks like they're winning, but the person who stays calm, that's the one everyone else secretly fears. And now, let's go deeper, because there's hard science behind this. Your brain isn't just reacting to calmness, it can actually be rewired by it. Which brings us to the neuroscience of calm power. Here's where psychology gets fascinating. Your brain isn't just reacting to calmness, it's being rewired by it. Every single day, whether you notice or not, your mind is running on ancient software. Think caveman days, saber-toothed tigers, fight or flight. That same survival code is still inside you, but now it's trying to handle arguments, board meetings, and awkward first dates. No wonder people crack under pressure. But here's the hack they don't teach you. When you train calm, your brain literally changes shape. Modern neuroscience shows that your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles logic, decisions, long-term strategy, grows stronger and more connected the more you practice calm. Think of it like upgrading from dial-up internet to fiber optic. Everything becomes sharper, faster, more efficient. At the same time, your amygdala, that little almond-shaped panic button in your head, actually shrinks. It becomes less reactive, less hair trigger, less in control of your life. You're not just acting calm anymore. You're becoming calm at the cellular level. And here's the wild part. It doesn't take years of meditation in a cave to make this happen. Studies show that with just 8 weeks of deliberate calm practice, your neural pathways start to rewire. 8 weeks, 2 months. In the same time it takes to binge a couple seasons of Netflix, you could reprogram your entire nervous system. What does that give you? Up to 45% better decision making, sharper memory, faster reaction time, the ability to stay locked in while everyone else is spiraling. Imagine walking into a stressful meeting, a family argument, or even a life-changing exam, and instead of your heart racing, your brain slows everything down like bullet time in the Matrix. That's the power of a calm nervous system. And this isn't abstract theory, you can feel it right now. Try this with me. Drop your shoulders, slow your breathing, inhale deep, and let it out slow. Notice that shift, that tiny reset. That's your nervous system starting to respond. This is why calm isn't weakness, it's training. It's literally upgrading your operating system so you can run circles around people who are still stuck in fight or flight. And the best part? You don't need complicated rituals or years of therapy to start. You just need one simple tool. The same one Navy SEALs and even ancient samurai used to command their minds under extreme pressure. It's a breathing hack so simple, you can do it right now, in the middle of your day, without anyone noticing. Let's break it down. The Navy SEAL breathing trick that resets your entire nervous system in seconds. So, how do you actually reset your nervous system? The answer is in your breath. Most people go their entire lives breathing wrong. Shallow, fast, out of sync with their body. And here's the hidden cost. Every rushed breath tells your nervous system we're in danger. No wonder people live anxious, jumpy, restless. But the most elite warriors on Earth discovered a way out. Navy SEALs use it in combat. Samurai used it centuries ago before battle. Different continents, different centuries, same discovery. When you control your breath, you control your entire nervous system. The technique is called 4-7-8 breathing. Here's how it works. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale slowly for 8. That's it. But inside your body, something powerful is happening. Your vagus nerve, the superhighway between your brain and your body, immediately sends a message. Stand down, we're safe. Your heart rate drops, stress hormones plummet. Your body literally cannot maintain anxiety when you breathe this way. It's biochemically impossible. Try it right now with me. 4 in, hold, 8 out. Feel that? That's control. That's you taking the wheel back from your reptile brain. David Goggins, one of the most legendary Navy SEALs, trained himself to master this. In the middle of Hell Week, when his body was destroyed, his mind screaming to quit, he leaned on breathing to stay calm in the middle of chaos. SEALs, including Goggins, know that if you lose your breath, you lose your control. But if you own your breath, you own the moment. And here's the beauty of it. Nobody even knows you're doing it. In a meeting, on a date, during an argument, while others are panicking, you're hacking your biology in plain sight. This is the simplest, most overlooked hack to unlock calm power. But breath is just the start. Because once you've got your physiology under control, you need to master your philosophy, the mindset that decides where to put your energy in the first place. And for that, we go back 2,000 years to the Stoics. So now that you've got your physiology under control, let's talk about philosophy, the operating system of calm. 2,000 years ago, the Stoics already knew what neuroscience just confirmed last week. They called it the dichotomy of control. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of Rome, dealing with wars, betrayals, plagues, sat down every morning to remind himself of one truth. You can't control the storm, you can only control your ship. Think about that. The weather, not in your control. Other people's opinions, not in your control. The outcome of a game, the actions of your boss, the gossip of strangers, none of that belongs to you. The only thing you ever control is your response, your thoughts, your actions, your judgments. That's it. And once you accept that, everything else becomes noise. Now let's bring that into today's world. You're stuck in traffic. Do you scream at the wheel, or do you breathe and let it go? Your phone blows up with notifications. Do you spiral into stress, or do you choose calm, one message at a time? A friend throws shade on Instagram. Do you clap back or do you realize their opinion was never yours to own? This is why calm isn't weakness. Calm is clarity. Calm is choosing to spend zero energy on what you can't change, so you can invest everything into what you can. And when you live this way, something incredible happens. People start to look at you differently. While they're spinning out over things they can't control, you stand firm. You become the anchor, the steady one, the person who can't be dragged into chaos. That's the Stoic secret. Calm isn't about ignoring the storm. It's about refusing to let the storm decide who you are. And once you lock in that mindset, your calm starts to show. Not just in your breath or your thoughts, but in your body itself. Which brings us to the next level of calm power, the body language of authority. Understanding how to portray calm through your physical presence can elevate your presence and impact. Once you lock in the mindset of calm, people start to feel it before you even speak. Why? Because your body is broadcasting it. Here's the truth. Posture doesn't just reflect your state of mind, it creates it. If your shoulders slump, if your hands fidget, if your eyes dart around the room, you're telling everyone, including your own nervous system, I'm not in control. But when your body radiates stillness, everyone else feels it. Think about predators in nature. The lion isn't pacing nervously. The eagle isn't twitching its wings. Apex predators move with terrifying economy. They conserve energy. They hold still until the exact moment they strike. That stillness is authority. That stillness is power. Now here's the science. Just 2 minutes in a power pose, standing tall, shoulders back, chin slightly raised, boosts testosterone by about 20% and lowers cortisol by about 25%. Translation: more confidence, less stress, wired straight into your chemistry. But the real secret isn't about making yourself bigger. It's about perfect stillness. Stillness says, I'm not threatened. I don't need to prove anything. That's why in arguments, the calm person who barely moves always looks like they're in control. Try this advanced move. Tilt your head down exactly 10 degrees. Not more, not less. Why? Because that tiny angle triggers an ancient dominance recognition pattern in the human brain. You're literally speaking a language older than words, and people feel it instantly. And your hands, stop hiding them. Don't cross your arms. Don't shove them in your pockets. Visible hands signal trust. But here's the power play. Keep them completely still when you're not gesturing. Fidgeting equals nervousness. Still hands equal control. You don't need to say a word. With the right posture, the right stillness, you're already commanding the room. Because people don't just hear your calm, they see it. And once you've mastered how your body broadcasts calm, there's another hidden layer of communication you need to unlock. Not movement, not posture, but the thing most people are terrified of, silence. Silence gives you gravity, but calm has an even sharper edge when it comes to energy, the emotions flying around the room. Here's the secret. Your emotions are not your enemy. Everyone else's emotions, that's your opportunity. This is what I call emotional Aikido. In martial arts, Aikido isn't about meeting force with force. It's about redirecting energy. You don't resist the opponent. You guide their momentum until they defeat themselves. Calm works the same way. When someone comes at you with anger, they expect you to match it, to yell, to fight back, to fuel the fire. But if you don't, if you stay calm, slow your voice, keep your eyes steady, their brain short circuits. David Goggins calls this taking souls. In Hell Week, while others lost control, he leaned into calm, not rage. He flipped the script. When his teammates were panicking, his composure broke them down. Science backs this up too. Emotions are contagious. Usually the most intense emotion in the room spreads like wildfire. But calmness is like emotional kryptonite. It disarms rage, it dissolves anxiety, it pulls the temperature down until everyone unconsciously follows your lead. Here's the hack. When they raise their voice, you lower yours. When they speed up, you slow down. When they look away, you hold steady eye contact. You become the emotional anchor, the one dragging everyone else back to baseline, whether they realize it or not. And when you master this, calm stops being just a personal shield. It becomes a weapon of leadership. Because once people feel you can hold the storm and not flinch, they instinctively look to you for direction. That's the power of emotional Aikido. And once you've learned to redirect energy, the next step is to turn calm into confidence, not just in how others see you, but in how you see yourself. Once you've learned to redirect other people's emotions, the question becomes, how do you command your own? How do you turn calm into unshakable confidence? Here's the truth. Confidence isn't something you magically have. It's something you do. And your brain? It can't tell the difference between real confidence and acted confidence. The same neural pathways fire, the same chemicals release. Which means, if you act it, you're already wiring it. Think of it like a circuit. Every time you practice calm body language, every time you pause instead of rushing, every time you look someone in the eye without flinching, you're completing that circuit, over and over, until confidence isn't an act anymore. It's the default setting. Here's a practice you can start tomorrow morning. Before you check your phone, before the world throws its chaos at you, stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eye, hold that eye contact for 30 seconds. Just 30 seconds. Sounds simple, right? Try it. Most people can't even last 10. They look away, they laugh nervously, they break. But if you can hold your own gaze, calm, steady, unshaken, you're teaching your nervous system that eye contact equals safety, not threat. Do that for 2 weeks, and something strange starts to happen. In conversations, in meetings, in relationships, eye contact no longer feels heavy. It feels natural. And when that happens, everyone else feels it too. They read it as certainty, they trust it, they follow it. This is the confidence circuit, not a performance, not a trick. Just repeated acts of calm composure that reprogram your brain until confidence is no longer fake, it's who you are. And when you stack this on top of emotional Aikido, silence, body language, and Stoic mindset, something bigger begins to shift. Because calm isn't just transforming you individually, it's about to transform the entire dynamic of every room you walk into. That's where we go next, the social shift. How calm turns you into the emotional thermostat that everyone else unconsciously follows. Confidence doesn't just change how you feel about yourself, it changes how the entire room feels about you. Here's the hidden truth about human groups. People don't actually follow the loudest voice. They don't follow the angriest or the funniest or even the smartest. They follow the person who feels most certain, and nothing broadcasts certainty like unshakable calm. Think back to a moment of chaos, a heated meeting, a family crisis, a group of friends arguing about what to do next. Everyone's talking over each other. Everyone's emotions are spiking. Then one person stays still, steady, calm. Without saying a word, every eye drifts toward them. The energy of the group shifts. Why? Because deep down we are wired to seek an anchor, a thermostat, a center of gravity. When you embody calm, you become that center. You set the emotional temperature, and everyone else adjusts to you. That's why leaders who truly command respect don't shout orders. They create space, they create presence, they create calm. And here's where this becomes dangerous, in the best way. Once people feel that your calm cannot be shaken, they begin to lean on you. They trust you, even without you asking for it. You stop being just another person in the room. You become the person who defines the room. But don't mistake this for manipulation. This isn't about control in the toxic sense. It's responsibility. Because when you master your own state, you create a safe space for others to find theirs. You become the eye of the storm, and this is the moment calm power evolves into leadership. Calm no longer protects just you, it transforms everyone around you. But here's the final step, the part that separates a practice from an identity. Because calm isn't built in a single day. It's built rep by rep, moment by moment, until it fuses into who you are. And that takes us to the daily ritual, the practice that turns calm into your permanent state. Calm leadership isn't something you unlock once and keep forever. It isn't a trophy you earn and then display on a shelf. It's not an event, it's a practice. Every day, every breath, every choice, you're either building your calm or surrendering it. And here's the truth. Nobody is born calm. The masters of calm, the ones you admire, the ones who walk into a room and shift the entire energy just by being there, they weren't born like that. They built it, rep by rep, breath by breath, day by day. That's why the mornings matter. Before the world starts pulling at you, before the notifications, before the chaos, you take a moment to claim your state. You sit, you breathe slow, you let your shoulders drop, you stand tall, steady, composed, teaching your body to broadcast calm before you even speak. And maybe you close your eyes and run through the day ahead, the conflict, the deadlines, the noise, and you picture yourself holding steady while everyone else unravels. Your brain doesn't know it's a rehearsal. It thinks it's real. So when the moment comes, you're ready. At first, it feels small, almost invisible. But give it 2 weeks and you'll notice the shift in yourself. 4 weeks and the people around you will notice. 8 weeks and the wiring of your brain has already changed. 12 weeks and you're unrecognizable. You're no longer someone trying to practice calm. You are calm. And when that happens, something extraordinary unfolds. You walk into a room and the temperature drops. Arguments cool, chaos softens. You become the anchor, the center of gravity, the eye of the storm. Calm isn't just what you do anymore. It's who you are. And yes, it scares people. That is the real power. Not needing approval, not chasing validation, not raising your voice to prove a point. Just calm. Steady, unshaken, undeniable. And if this message resonates with you, remember, this channel is where we uncover the psychology hacks and mindset practices that no one ever taught you in school, but that can change everything. So if you haven't already, subscribe, share this with someone who needs it, and let's keep building calm together. One breath, one choice, one day at a time.